Okay, I just ran a full campaign through Decodefy in one chat, and I just wanted to run through it with you, so you know everything's working as we've planned it. Anyway, the prompt that I put in was really about goal setting and reversing goal setting. So start with the goal and reverse it back. And basically, I then asked it to give it a metaphor. So was start at the base of a tree, going to the bud is very hard, but it's a lot easier if you go backwards. And then I said, look, have you got better ideas for metaphors? And then it told me that it was rubbish. So basically, it said most people think of trees as growing up, so working backwards fights the natural direction, which I get it. It's that's a really good idea. And then it gave me three pretty lame ideas for metaphors. And then I basically said to it, look, I want original story idea. This is a bit meh. Um, and can they come up with can it come up with a better idea and also get some propaganda in this, because it's so important that people understand this and actually use it. So I've asked it to include some propaganda, but in a good way. So then it's come back with 5 options, and I like the top option. It's actually it's all also recommended it, which was the forensic investigator. So it's basically the detective, and I liked it because a detective doesn't walk into a city and start interviewing random people hoping crime emerges. They start with the body. I really liked it because it was well, the propaganda actual angle sounds great. Starting from scratch with no goal, feel like turning up to a crime scene and just walking around, wandering around. So that's the one I decided to go with. And I told it, love number one, and to make it really me. So obviously it pulls from my voice and tone. So now create a pillar post. So now I'm going out for the post outline. And remember, this is an argument that cannot be argued against by the end. Propaganda on steroids, hidden in plain value. So then it applied the skill, which was the critique skill for what I was asking it for. It tried to retrieve the content brief, which it had a look at, so then said, good, got everything I need, building this now, and gave it the tag, the correct tag, which is phenomenal. So the tags and artifacts are all working, and gave it a nice little headline. So here's the outline all the way through. You can obviously stop it if you want to read any of this. But it was a really nice argument once I read it, and then it's given me the notes and what to avoid, and then it gave me the propaganda checklist, which I wasn't expecting, but it's really cool actually. This, so you can read that why it works, and then it went into the rag gap. So as we know, we've just programmed in straight into the AEC that it will always look for definitives and absolute content from the database. And what it's saying is if it doesn't find anything, it will use my own origin story. Now, I've purposefully deleted the testimonials and case studies, so it did just use my origin story, and it worked. So then it now, because I asked it to do section one, one section at a time, which it did. So it started with the hook, which is pretty hard. It's pretty hard hitting, actually. I really like it. It just jumps straight into the story. Then you've got the diagnosis. It's just classic framework, this. And then you've got the reversal. Then you've got the why this feels harder than it is. Then you've got the evidence section. Then you've actually got the close, and yeah, and that links it straight back to the argument at the very beginning with the detectives. And then it asked me, it said, want me to now assemble all 6 sections? So I thought, why not? And also make sure you've got a viral and SEO optimized headline that hooks them into reading the post. Also make sure that add subheads, as this is a blog post, and we don't want skimmers missing out, because I forgot to put blog post at the top. So anyway, now we've got the blog post in full. That's just putting all the 6 pieces together, which I can then save. Then it asked me if I wanted a LinkedIn version, which it created. And then I asked it for a Facebook version. and then x.com tweets. Then asked it for an infographic. It didn't do the 4.5 ratio, 4 to 5 ratio, which I wanted, but I know we're working on that at the moment. But what a great infographic. Love it. Great idea. Then I asked it to create a free offer. I need a snippet, and I'm just looking at the time because I'm not sure whether I can do any more. Yeah, I can record more time. So it's a giveaway PDF. Because it's a free offer, I'm going to need a snippet for the blog post and and text for the CTA button. Also going to need a landing page with email capture and a thank you page with a soft CTA to demo Decodefy and a link to a calendar to book the demo, as well as a 5-day follow-up email sequence full of value with the goal of getting them to book a Decodefy demo. So then it created the snippet with the CTA button text. Then it created the ad copy for the landing page. Then it created the thank you page. Then it created the 5-day email sequence, and here's the outline for the sequence. Then it created email 1, email 2, and I like the fact it's actually putting in the subject and the preview text as well, which I love. Email 3, email 4, and email 5, and that's got a soft CTA at the end. And then what I wanted it to do, I said, right, okay, I want the PDF lead magnet because we haven't created that yet. So I got it to create a PDF lead magnet, but using Gamma app. So I asked it to search online if it wasn't sure how Gamma liked its instructions set up. So it did the research on the web, and it searched 3 properties, and it got this absolutely bang on, actually. And then it's given you the text for the Gamma build instructions. And there's the PDF download. And obviously, once I've got this into Gamma, which it worked beautifully, actually, it just looked fantastic. And so I've got a ready-made lead magnet. And then it then said, want me to also create companion social posts to promote the lead magnet download. So I said, why not? And do it for LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. So it actually did all of those. And we have a complete campaign just from one conversation, with just so many pieces involved. This is just every piece that you could ever want for this one campaign that basically started out as a post. Anyway, thought you'd be interested in that. Thought you'd like to see what we've actually created. And again, we're not moving from any agents or anything. It's just one agent, and it can kind of build any piece of content. Anyway, I'll speak to you all later. Take care. Bye.